The station with the best music.
All right, you are tuned in to Cappin Out Radio with Rachel Hampton and Jessica Newsport. How are you, Jess?
I'm lovely, Rachel. Had a bit of a cold last week due to the cold weather we're having, but I'm back and I'm better. How are you, Rachel?
I'm sorry to hear that, Jess. The weather in Hampton, Virginia is a constant up and down, but I'm glad you're doing better, love. I'm good as usual. Today, I wanted to do an artist breakdown of Apex Hippy, our Cappin Out general.
I've got my notes here. Rather thick, but let's rank his projects first. I'd love to hear your list, Rachel, because sometimes I truly do not agree with your rankings.
Jess, I honestly feel like my list is better than yours, and we could be here all day debating his projects, but let's have at it. Can we agree that Days Colliding Part 1 is his best work?
Rach, you looked me in my face last Saturday and told me that Voices Volume 1 was his best work. Need I say your list needs a bit of help?
We were drinking, love, and I was being funny. I absolutely think Days Colliding Part 1 is his best work, so that's my first pick.
I'm not mad at that first pick. I get stuck between the Hampton Renaissance and Days Colliding Part 1. Days Colliding Part 1 is more melodic with songs like No Improvising, Fingers Crossed and Juju's Interlude, but the Hampton Renaissance has more direct content about being proud to be black. I'm going with the Hampton Renaissance.
That's a marvellous way to put it, Jess. I guess I'm going with Days Colliding Part 1 because of the melodic sound. I love when Hippy gets into the meaningful melodic bag. Fingers Crossed is one of my favourite records by Hippy, though the Hampton Renaissance isn't light work in comparison to Days Colliding either, so I love that you chose that project.
Agreed. With songs like The Feelings I've Missed, Dry Noose and Brooms and Crystals featuring Cap, I don't feel like he can miss when he's on that timing. Either pick is a great first choice, but I would be upset if someone chose another project as number 1.
Ha 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 ha! You mean like Voices Volume 1?
I see we're going to have fun today. But no, seriously, what would your second choice be?
Let's see, Jess. I don't think I'm pulling out the Cappin Out General project yet. I think I'll go with the Hampton Renaissance.
I'm going with Days Colliding, so we both got the same 2 picks. They're just flipped. Now here's where it gets tricky. Voices Volume 1 and the Cappin Out General.
I'm going with Voices. I like the concept of the project more. It feels more like a compilation project more than a solo project with features. The Cappin Out General kinda came and went, and there isn't any rememberable songs off that project, besides Load 'em Up.
Now that you're saying it, I think I would agree with you, Rachie. The Cappin Out General had a nice sound, but I also think it's his least memorable project. It's not bad, but in comparison to his other work, it's nowhere near the best.
When you think about it, Voices isn't that bad of a project. There's some really good features up there, I would say. I haven't seen anyone around here attempt that concept yet, so because it's something new, I'll put it third on the list.
Okay, so that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, Rachel. You got Days Colliding at number 1, the Hampton Renaissance at 2, Voices at 3 and the Cappin Out General at 4.
Yes, that sounds about right. And Jess, you have the Hampton Renaissance at 1, Days Colliding at 2, Voices at 3 and the Cappin Out General at 4 as well.
That sounds about right. That was kind of fun. Maybe next week we should rank Cap's projects.
I'm not opposed to that. I'd love to hear your thoughts on those projects as well. But that concludes this segment of Ranking with Rachel. I'm your host, Rachel Hampton, with Jessica Newsport, and you're tuned in to Cappin Out Radio. Watson, take us out.
Yeah. I don't forget nothing, never. You niggas know how I be, huh? You niggas know where to find me. You know I got it right. Hey, I got that bandana on my head like I'm Naruto. I'm smoking charcoal. I'm not a follower, but I go where my dog go. My bag is sane, it's too much in my arsenal. He got too high, he had to fly away.